What's up, guys? This is Sairaj from Centuries of Sin, and we're in conversation with the Cultural twins themselves, Vinay and Sunneith of Bhayanak Maut. How are you doing, guys?
All good. Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Sunneith.
Yeah. Of course, yes, I know. Introduction is not necessary.
This guy knows his shit.
Okay, so the word is a couple of you guys have been shifting between Bangalore and Mumbai to work on new Bhayanak Maut material. So how's that going?
The band's no more, man. He's just come here to chill. Taking a break. Yeah. It's been going well.
Yeah.
But more than just working on the songs, when I said I'll just come to Bangalore, we'll chill for a week. Because we haven't really spent a lot of time together since I moved here. It's been almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
We meet at shows or when I visit Bombay for work.
Yeah. So
yeah, man, a lot of catching up to do.
I can imagine.
And I think it makes sense because from the album point of view, the basic structures around, the songs around, and the band's kind enough to actually do that for us because we've always wanted a basic structure of a song to work with when it comes to writing the lyrics. So we've got that now, and I had some time to kill, and I really miss Sunneith, man. It's difficult. No, it's really difficult to write this, write anything for the band without him. About 8 years now. Yeah. So it's difficult to do that. But tried it out. Neither of us succeeded. So I said, fuck it, man, I'm coming down. Let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, and from the sounds of it, like whenever you guys want to write anything or at least like make anything new in the band, like just give me an idea about like how hard it is to organize between yourselves, like after being in different cities, and you know what's the scene with that? How do you guys keep yourselves like on the ball?
WhatsApp, for the most part. It's as difficult for these guys to coordinate with me as it is for them to coordinate among themselves. That's what I get from the conversations that I see on the phone. But jokes aside, the lead up to the recording of the EP was actually surprisingly short. Wouldn't you say something?
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
Because these songs, we started writing it, I think about writing these songs, I think about 6 or 7 weeks after Man released. I think we already had songs when Man was ready and recorded.
Yeah.
Not in the complete form, of course, but there's lots of songs, and just decided let's record. It's been a while.
So at least from my side, being a fan of the music, you know, I've noticed like a good upward progression between like the earliest stuff, like the Malignant EP, and then onto the Untitled album, and onto Metastasis, and onto Man. You know, so whenever you guys are writing new stuff, is there that thought in your head like, you know, we're following up this album, so this new stuff that we're making has to be like bigger and better, and is there any like I don't know, pressure on that side or something?
From a lyricist point of view?
So for Man, we gave ourselves a brief and we worked on the concept. For Metastasis, it was just Vinay and I writing together for the first time. And it was a lot of fun. And that was because for the Red album, all the parts were written by Vinay. So I had very little input lyrically or concept-wise. Metastasis was us writing for the first time, so it was a very good, happy space. And Man was us being comfortable with the way we think together.
Right.
Brief was given. Now it's funny that you should mention Metastasis and the Red album. And to answer your question, no, it's not us saying, okay, we got to do better than what we did the last time. No, it's different. Sure, we have to try something different. And lyrically, at least, we are trying to see if we can capture some of the sentiments that were touched upon on the Red album, which was written by Vinay. Right. The concept and the lyrics. So we're trying to tap into that and just trying to see what comes out of it.
Yeah, and if what comes out is anything as fun as like Radhi Nasha or M&S Messenger, I'll be really happy because those are my personal favorites actually. You know, because they really have that groove, and they have like that Indian chatak flavor. If I don't know what I'm saying.
It's awesome. It's nice that something like that at least it's part of those two songs, right?
It's not fun for sure.
Okay.
Lyrically, the
Come on,
lyrics are
Sarpina
not.
Shah, at least is. I mean, come on. Come on, let me see you shake a tail pen. That has to be fun.
It's a funny thing. Everyone thinks that the song's about drugs, but it's not. It's about dance.
Yeah. I kind of agree.
It's a tribute to a song that Ray Charles and the Blues Brothers sang in the movie The Blues Brothers, Shake It
Okay.
Till Fire. And that's exactly the chorus of that is part of the song.
Oh, so that line comes from that movie.
A lot of the lines in Narcos are from that movie.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's a small trivia for all you guys out there. Okay, so and the other stuff on your music, especially Man, like if I'm not mistaken, is like horror related and gore related.
Yeah, the brief was write something that makes people uncomfortable. That's it.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
fair enough. So on that note, what have some of your favorite works or influences been in the horror genre, like literature, books, like literature, movies? What have been your favorites?
Oh, so more than literature and movies, for me, it's been for Man, especially it was Ai Weiwei and his work, that Chinese artist.
Mm.
That guy is something else. So I saw a documentary about him, and I've been following his work for a while. Then there's Mark Rothko, he's another artist, and his work is super inspiring for me. And that's mine. Yours?
For me, not so much inspired by horror literature.
Hmm.
Stories, not necessarily non-fiction, but like reading up on serial killers, Albert Fish, and the rest. Usually, that's fun for me. I like reading up on that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so on that note, I think the biggest horror thing to come out right now is the
Salvation
remake. Sorry. That's not remotely what I had in mind, but yeah.
But now you do.
Okay, fine. I'll check it out after this.
Elohim be with you.
Okay, so wow. So what do you think about the trailer for the new 8 remake? Stephen King's 8.
Big fan of the mini movie, a TV movie that came out in the 90s. And man, this Pennywise is one of the best characters ever made. And I think the form of Pennywise in this, as per the trailer, is even though he looks so much like I forget the actor's name,
Tim Curry.
even though he looks like the same kind of that white face.
Tim Curry's a classic in a lot of
Yeah.
movies.
And so Tim Curry set the bar really high with Pennywise. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Pennywise does. Really good.
Sweet. So getting back to the band. Now, of course, the major scene in India with not only metal bands but any band is that you kind of have to balance your priorities between the band and your day-to-day life, your day-to-day work. So, over the years, how would you say your priorities have shifted between the band and your daily life?
They've been the same for me.
Yeah, same. It's always been. It's never difficult to find the balance between the two. We always made the time for it. It's always been something that's. We love doing things with the band, so it's not struggle to kind of find time for it. Just make the time for it.
And the only difference I'd say is that we don't enjoy red eye flights as much as we used to at one point, because normally what would happen is we would do an outstation show on a Sunday. We finish the show, come back to the hotel room, just chill for a bit, get about 2 hours of sleep, and then head to the airport, and then come to where you live and then go to work. Yeah, not a fan of that anymore.
Yeah, I guess that sort of thing diminishes with age. Yes. It gets tired after a while. And speaking about the things that you used to do like years ago, the Guttural Twins blog. I mean, I've actually checked it out over the past few days, like archived back to I think it was Blogspot, I think.
Yeah.
So I've seen like a couple of the short stories and updates that you put on there. So first of all, how what made you guys start the blog, and do you ever feel like updating it or continuing it at present, like putting anything in there?
What do you think, sir? How it came about is Vinay just created the page. And that was just a way for us to shoot the shit and also put down the concepts for it. We were colleagues then. I had joined our former employer, the same company, and then we'd be at work, and during the break we'd be shooting the shit, and we'd say something that we thought was clever or witty or ridiculous, apart from the stories that Vinay wrote down. It was just an outlet for us to fuck around, have fun, and maybe get some work done while we were at it. And if we want to, if we be doing something like that again, why not? Sure, but we haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, so it's sort of a purpose and it doesn't have a purpose.
So, and also, what is the biggest difference you have seen in Indian metal and how things are done from like now to say the last decade, like pre-2010? What is the biggest difference you guys have seen?
Zero fucks, bro. No fucks. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I don't know, don't care. I'm
Yeah, same.
Well, so you guys are in your own space and just do things their own
zero
way.
fucks, bro.
This scene का क्या घंटा उखाड़ेगा? Fuck the scene, bro. There's no scene. There's only bands, and there are people who pay money to watch these bands. That's all. And there is Facebook, of course, which
Yeah,
is
sure. I mean, one could argue that if Facebook went away, the whole scene.
they'd find a way.
And finally, I know you guys have just said that this new Bhayanak Maut album is in its very early stages, and you guys have to connect first to get things done. But do you have any the deadline or schedule in mind for when we can see, like, hear the new stuff?
So, honestly, no. It's the honest answer, no. It's just taking it as it comes, and I think things will just, once we finish writing the lyrics, we'll record it, everything else should be ready by then. And then upon the mix and master it.
It comes out when it comes out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the liberties that we take as people who don't play an instrument.
Yeah.
So it's easy for you guys to say, but they might say it.
अरे कल करते हैं. Last by I can't do it. But
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's not like I have to carry my mic in a truck or something and unload it in different
Yeah.
parts.
yeah.
Okay, sweet. So, thanks again for talking to us, and it's been really great connecting with you guys.
Likewise, man. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Yeah,
Likewise.
and however fast or slow the new stuff goes, I really hope it's really cool and we get to hear it at some point.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Centuries of Sin. Keep an eye on Bhayanak Maut, and whenever they come out with new stuff, whatever it is, it's going to be like, man, it's going to be cool and it's going to be something worth listening to. Thank you for listening. Once up.
Horns up! Thank you for tuning into another video by Centuries of Sin. If you like what you saw, why not like, share and subscribe? And if you want to check out more cool heavy metal content, be sure to follow our main WordPress blog and social media, as well as our Instagram and SoundCloud. See you next time.